And that quote is from John Maxwell. He's a Christian author and speaker on leadership topics. So tonight my theme is about leaders as encouragers. Let me start with a story. When I was in high school in Dallas, Texas, I was asked to join the National Honor Society. You were invited into the National Honor Society if you exhibited certain characteristics. They were excellence in the areas of scholarship, leadership, character, and service. So every spring, juniors and seniors got tapped to be into this organization. And then every fall, there was this huge big event where about 300 people, teachers, parents, and peers, would gather in the auditorium for an induction service. Now, prior to that event, all the teachers would pick 4 students to speak on each of those 4 topics that I just mentioned. So here is what I remember about that scary selection. About a month before the big auditorium event, 30 National Honor Society kids would gather around in a classroom, slumped in desks as low as we could possibly get because we all knew what was coming. We knew that the teacher in charge of us was going to inflict great pain by selecting 4 of us to speak, and no one really wanted to have that speaking gig. We were applying for college, we were seniors, we were thinking about homecoming, so writing and delivering a speech for National Honor Society was not on the A list. So at this meeting, the teacher laid out what he wanted in his 4 speakers for this big shindig. I managed to secure a seat in the very back of one of the 7 rows of students, thinking that it was a safe hideaway. So he started picking people, the smartest kid for scholarship, the kid who belonged to every organization at Hillcrest High School for service, and somebody else for character, and then we were down to the last one, leadership. And he says, "Barb, that's you." So I shook my head, no, I'm not doing this. But he dismissed class immediately, and then I ran up to him, still shaking my head, no, but he would have nothing to do with that, with my plea. So then I spent the better part of the next week trying to convince him why I was not a good leader, but he would have none of that. So that's how I ended up with a speech on leadership at age 17, 43 years ago. I was tall, all arms and legs, and I can tell you that when I approached that podium, there was this deer in the headlights look like you've never seen before in your life as I stood unconvincingly in front of that microphone. But the audience was very gracious and listened to me drone on about what I thought leadership skills were. As part of that speech, I said these words: "A leader must take responsibility for the consequences of his actions." While those words were just part of many other words on the page for me, they struck a note with one of the audience members. In fact, I received a letter the following week from him. It was a Dallas City councilman quoting those words as inspirational to him. So while I remember the fright of that, having to deliver that speech that evening,